Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts at patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
I can't stop talking about how much that's. This is just going to return to what we just did.
To form for Rock and Ricky.
Because I am a Rock and Ricky fan.
Well, of course, who wouldn't be? If I lived in that town in Gremlins, I would listen to Rock and Ricky 100% of the time.
Wouldn't it have been great if they were Rock and Ricky fans?
Yes,
And that's why they went.
They went to the radio station. We are Rock and Ricky fans, sir. Yeah, so that's how we're going to start this episode of Hypecast.
Welcome to Hypecast, the cast for Rock and Ricky
Rock
fans.
and Ricky fans. It'll be a regular segment. We check in with Rock and Ricky and see what's up. Yeah, Rock and Ricky land.
Well, it's been a rough couple of weeks here, Rock and Ricky, but I'm still around.
I think I might hold the mic here, just because.
Oh yeah, it's not bad. This is pretty good.
Yep.
I'm not going to do that.
All right.
Yeah.
I have less room to lean over here. Obviously, that voice is Jeff May. You probably figured out by now.
Hi, Jeff.
Yep.
If you've listened to the
Hey.
show at all.
You've heard me from podcasts such as this one, and Redacted, and Redacted. And don't forget Redacted.
And who could forget Redacted? Yeah. Thanks for coming back.
Of course. I love being here. Whether if I'm playing games or I'm recording a podcast, I can't help but be around Dave and Tom,
We're very pleasant people.
the
We are.
rockinest of the
The
rock
Rock,
and Ricky fans.
Rock and Ricky fans. All right, so trailers this week. The Infinity War trailer, which was a couple of days ago. That was,
Pretty neat.
yeah, it's actually like new stuff, which I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting.
which also I'm like stoked and bummed about.
That it's, oh yeah, because
It's so saturated that you can't escape it. But God, I wish I could just go to a movie and be surprised.
Yeah. It's also, this is one of those trailers where it's so packed full of shit that I'm not even sure I know what I saw after watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to rewatch it at this point. There's a lot of things going on. A lot of stuff going on.
yeah, it was cool to see certain moments or like versions of moments from the Infinity Gauntlet, and
Yeah.
I mean, even though they're calling it Infinity War, it's not that story.
See, I don't know anything about. I know the broad strokes of that.
Infinity War was the second of a larger trilogy of the Infinity series, which was Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, and Infinity Crusade. Most, of course, known for releasing the doppelgangers into the Marvel Universe. And Magus, who was an evil clone of Adam Warlock. What? You guys, what? Stop listening?
You lost me.
Wait, so they're doing the second of a trilogy?
No, it's
No,
just
it's
the name.
It's just the name.
It's a better name.
yeah.
It is a better name.
Yeah. Infinity
That's fair.
War was a part 2 of a 3-part, years-long trilogy.
Okay.
That started with Infinity Gauntlet, which we're guessing Infinity War is built mostly on.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Okay.
Because that one's about Thanos getting the stones and
Is he
wiping
gonna?
out
Is
half
he
the
gonna?
universe.
Yeah. Is he gonna kill half the universe?
Yeah, oh yeah,
I
probably.
really hope he does that. I hope that's what they're not telling us about Hawkeye.
He's probably gonna get killed.
He's
I mean,
gonna
if he goes
drop dead.
anywhere near Thanos, he's gonna get killed.
I wish we had less information about contracts,
yeah,
because contracts are who you can
Yeah.
figure out who's going to die.
right.
Well, Robert Downey Jr. could die, right?
He almost certainly
Captain
will.
America.
I've said this
maybe.
before, probably on this podcast. I don't remember which one it is, but what I'm guessing is going to happen is that most, if not everyone, except for probably Cap or someone, is going to get killed in this first.
A lot
movie.
of Phase 1 is going to die.
I don't know if they
Because-
are going to do that.
Well, because this is what happens. In Infinity Gauntlet, what happens is Thanos kills half the universe, including everyone that comes to fight him except for Captain America. Like, he kills Iron Man, Spider-Man, Thor. He kills everyone.
Right.
But then they use the gauntlet to bring everybody back.
Oh, okay. So it's because I was going to say I don't think Disney and Marvel as a corporation would want to do that for merchandising purposes alone.
Because this is going to be a 2-part film. This movie could probably end with most of them getting killed,
and then most
the
of them coming
movie,
back.
They get brought back.
That's fine.
I think there's going to be a lot of sacrifice and a lot of not coming back. Because, I mean, when you honestly look at it, most of Phase 1 is probably going to disappear. Like, all the people that were in that Marvel Phase 1, I think they're just going to be gone.
I think, though, we live in an age where, like, we have a 70-year-old Indiana Jones where they're not going to close the door on anything anymore.
I think this is a unique universe, though, where you're going to have different characters take. Like, I think Anthony Mackie is going to take over as Cap.
You don't think you're going to see any of these people riding into the sunset? Like, even if they die and come back?
Maybe Thor, but that's because that's what happens in his culture. But I don't know. I think Cap needs to sacrifice himself. That's the only way he can truly go out on top.
I want Hawkeye. I want it to be like the beginning of Mortal Kombat Annihilation, where
Johnny Cage.
Yeah, Johnny Cage
Thanos breaks his neck. And
yeah,
the sunglasses fall off in slow motion.
Yeah, first 5 minutes of Infinity War. I just want Hawkeye because everybody loves Hawkeye so much. So I just want him to. Yeah, there's like a small following for Hawkeye, and I want to devastate that following.
One of my favorite SNL sketches is the Avengers with Jeremy Renner, where he's Hawkeye, and they're like, he's like, Iron Man's telling everyone what to do, and Hawkeye's just like, no can do, I'm out of arrows. And he's just like, what? He's like, what? You only had like 11 arrows? He goes, yeah, and I killed 11 of them. It's such a great line.
Oh, that's great. That's what I was wondering about. Finally watching Justice League. You could tell they did everything they could to avoid Superman being involved right away.
Yeah.
Because the moment Superman's involved, he's just like, you all stay here. Yeah. I'm going to just go do this thing. Just give me 5 minutes.
Yeah. Everyone stand back. I'm going to Superman our way out of it.
Yeah, so I can't imagine fucking Hawkeye having much to do in these movies.
Right.
Shooting an arrow at some... Yep. He's probably going to be dealing with like invasion stuff or something. Yeah. Don't forget, he's Black Ops. Like, people seem to forget that. Like, that's why you're throwing Scarlett Johansson in there, and I'm like, all right, fine. But, like, Hawkeye is a spy, first and foremost, in this universe. Like, people seem to forget that. They always think, this isn't Marvel Universe circus sharpshooter turned superhero Hawkeye. This is... I am a spy. I am the world's greatest marksman, but I have always been an undercover spy.
So is he gonna like pretend to be an alien?
Yeah,
he might be doing
infiltrate.
I mean, you don't know.
Puts on a little alien hat.
Put on a little purple makeup.
Like, I know we're kidding, but like that could be a thing.
Yeah. Who are the bad guys? I've seen. Again, I don't know anything about the comics. I've just seen like I look at the shot of like Loki and Thanos, and then like a bunch of jackasses I've never heard of.
I assume it'll be the Chitauri, which were supposed to be the Skrull, but they didn't have the rights for it. Now they do.
Well, the Skrulls are they made it a point to use the Chitauri more as fodder because the Skrulls are shape shifting,
right?
And the Chitauri are not. But yeah, it's they took a lot from the Ultimates. Because they were called the Chitauri and the Ultimates, weren't they?
I don't remember. I couldn't remember if they made the Chitauri up for the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't read Ultimates that much.
Oh, you missed out. Great Avengers story.
So Peter Dinklage in this.
Yeah, Petey Dinks. I'm sure he loves that.
He's not gonna merge the X-Men universe, I assume.
No, he probably will not be Bolivar Trask.
Yeah, in like this an film. Old Trask.
He will probably not
awesome
be Trask.
Mustache.
Making Sentinels to fight the...
Man, I really want to see them. That's what would make me... I mean, I'm pretty excited about this, but that's going to make me more...
It's only a couple of weeks
excited about this, like, after this, post this, is if they start shoving X-Men in there.
They will. I think I had read something the other day that said it's like the purchase or whatever, Disney purchasing 20th Century Fox film and television is still like being finalized.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if we'll see any of those characters in this film. Maybe the second one.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got to take some time. You can't rush it. If you rush it, you become DC.
That's true. I would lose my fucking mind if Doom showed up though in this movie.
Do they own Predator? Can we get Predator in
They
it?
do own
Fox,
Predator,
right?
It
but
should.
they bought Fox.
Oh yeah, they
Disney
did.
bought 20 They own The Simpsons now.
Yeah, and Alien as well. That's sort of a shame because I would have rather seen because
They own
the
everything.
comics is Batman versus Predator, right?
There's an everything. Versus
There's an everything
There's
versus
Archie
Predator.
versus Predator.
Is there?
Oh, yeah.
okay.
There's Archie and the Punisher.
Why aren't we making these movies?
Archie and the Punisher would
Yeah.
be a good movie to watch.
That I would watch the hell out of that, particularly now that Archie is like all goth and serious
Right.
on Riverdale.
Goth.
But yeah, I don't know.
What are you talking? Are you talking about like some of the comic series?
I'm talking about Riverdale.
Riverdale's great. Have you watched?
I've
Riverdale?
heard
No,
nothing
but I
but good
want to.
things
Fucking
about it.
amazing.
I want to watch Archie fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, no, watch it.
I'm going to.
And it's also you're like, oh, this actor is how they can convince you that someone that looks like Archie can fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's a
he's
guy.
a good-looking kid.
Right, it's a guy whose hair is not that color. They just sprayed some shit in.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Like the first season of Archie is really good. Of Riverdale, excuse me. Not to jump away from Peter Dinklage, but
Petey Dinks, and he's not. To be clear, he's not in the trailer. I didn't spot him.
I didn't spot
It's
him,
this revelation came from his name is on a new poster that they put out.
Okay.
so
Which
it's-
good on them for not letting anybody know that Peter Dinklage is in the Marvel
it must
movie
be,
until
there must
4
be
weeks
some
before
weird,
it comes out.
There must be some weird surprise.
I like
Or maybe he's
surprises.
playing like a
surprises.
small role and like they just didn't
Small
Oh,
role
shit.
because he's a little person.
Jeff had a theory on who he plays.
It's one of two people. It's going to be either Atri, who is the like the king of the dwarfs. He's the guy basically who created Mjolnir as well as the Infinity Gauntlet out of Uru metal, which is it's a very special type of mystic metal.
That sounds
Uru.
fitting.
So that's probably. I mean, I'm guessing that's probably what it is. And then there's a slight chance he would be Pip, who is a member of the Infinity Watch, who are a group that were like designed to protect the Infinity Stones.
Okay.
That was a car alarm.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the Dwarf King seems more likely.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Are they doing the Thanos Force or whatever he calls them? Do you know what I'm talking about? I can't.
Oh,
remember the name.
the like the four horsemen basically of Thanos.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, because I saw somebody got. I hate the internet because of this. I saw somebody that got a toy preview of one of the,
Oh,
and they were like, got this character, but also they show Doctor Strange getting fucked up by one of them.
Yeah.
When Doctor
yeah.
Strange has all those like webs.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
there's like that
and
weird
there's,
guy
like,
with
that
the
weird
face.
guy. That's one of them. I forget who it's called.
There's also apparently flashbacks in this, right? Because I was seeing, oh shit, what's her name from Guardians of the Galaxy? Gamora.
Yeah.
Gamora,
Oh, yeah,
like
holding
getting
holding Thanos'
kidnapped by
hand in like
Thanos.
a.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, it's probably a flashback, like
It's
you
just
said.
it doesn't have like in the comics that doesn't signify any
I mean, it's
like there's not much for flashbacks in
might
terms
be
of
the villain that views himself as sort of the caring father.
Got it.
You know, I kind of it's
Yes.
almost like Samuel L. Jackson in Kingsman. That whole like, if the galaxy
okay.
isn't culled, then the galaxy can't withstand its own weight, kind of a thing. You
Right.
know, where you're like, oh, maybe you're trying to make this a sympathetic villain.
I heard there's going to be a lot of Thanos in this, and a lot of Thor. That's what the Russo brothers was saying. Is they have the most like screen time.
Which probably means they're going to kill Thor.
yeah,
Yeah, you're
and
right.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
They've been building up Thanos for 8 years.
Plus, what's his contract at?
Who?
Thor or Thanos?
Thor. I mean, like Chris Hemsworth.
I mean, I think he was obligated for 3 Thor movies.
But again,
and I don't know.
I don't see them getting rid of them permanently. I don't see anybody dying in a way that they can't come back.
I think a lot of these guys might want to be done with their characters too.
I get that. Yeah, I guess that might be Marvel's model because Marvel and again Disney, they don't feel like there hasn't been death in a Marvel movie, significant death.
Since Coulson.
Yeah, since Coulson, even
well,
Coulson.
since Quicksilver.
No, Quicksilver didn't count. Yeah, that wasn't. That was like, hi, I'm Quicksilver, and then he's dead.
Yeah.
He'll Quicksilver.
And
I run real fist.
Coulson was like
but we cannot say the word mutant.
Coulson. They brought back immediately on the TV show,
Yeah.
so it was like it just doesn't feel like Marvel actually wants to kill anybody.
Well, that's
They should have
that's
killed-
literally any superhero, anything they do that.
Yeah,
but, like,
that's true.
But these actors, like when you're Chris Evans, there gets to a point in time where you can offer me all the money in the world, but I need to be done with this.
Oh yeah, and they hate doing this. Like they hate the publicity.
I think they might.
There's a lot of interviews with them talking about. They've probably gotten used to it now, but like it's not being in the movies they hate. It's all the
press junkets.
Yeah, the press.
See,
junkets.
I was at the Cap 2 press junket, and they seemed pretty chill, but you could tell that they were like, "This is just the part of this that I'm not a huge fan of."
Yeah, because why would you be? You
and
know.
I've read things with Chris Evans before where he's talking like, I want to make other movies.
Yeah.
Because you don't have time to do anything else. When
No,
you're
you
fucking
can't.
Marvel
This
movies.
is a 2-year process.
He
Yeah.
had time for Snowpiercer.
Yeah,
went
but
in
he
and
probably had to
did some
sneak that shit in
Snowpiercer.
there, like
Yeah.
in between. Because
Yeah, that
every
feels like-
Snowpiercer was probably a 4-week shoot.
Yeah, it was him being
Yeah.
like, "I'll do this movie. It has to take place in one location."
right.
And they're like, "Okay, we'll hastily
But then-
rewrite it
but-
to be a train."
What happens
That's how
is
they made Snowpiercer.
if you fuck up, then you become fucking Superman with a CGI'd mustache.
Yeah.
In your reshoots, like
Yeah.
you don't get a lot. Like you become a meme. If like there's so much about this world now where these guys just want to go. It's Han Solo, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Like Harrison Ford fucking hated Han Solo.
Yeah.
Like
He does not like Star Wars.
he always wants. He wanted Han Solo to die all the time because he's
Yeah.
just like, I'm an actor. I'm not a character.
But they wouldn't let him. That's the thing. It took until these new movies for them to finally kill
They
Han
paid
Solo.
him a lot of money.
I
for
know.
The Force
I'm just
Awakens.
imagining cut to 30 years from now, and Chris Evans playing old Captain America and some
in Earth X.
reboot. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and then they finally maybe then he has enough power as an actor to kill the character.
Well,
but I don't
that's
think
fine.
because the actors want it. Like I don't think even I think maybe Robert Downey Jr. could get.
Well,
Iron
they'll
Man
put
killed.
somebody. They'll put other people in it. Like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Jeff was saying, they'll have Sam become Cap.
Yeah,
I
which
still-
is a thing they did.
Which
I
is
Or
a thing they
Bucky.
did.
still
Or Bucky,
think
yeah.
they don't. I think if they could not kill them, they won't because it's true that they can do that, but they're going to be so scared to replace these characters.
But they're replacing them with already used characters.
yeah,
It's all part of it. Like you have to continue moving on when you sign a 6-movie contract.
I'm
and that's
sure-
up. Like
I'm sure these actors
they'll
will
want to be
stop
done.
being in these films from here on. I'm just wondering if they will have the guts to kill them, or they're going to still leave that door open in case
I think they'll do
one
it
of
for
these
a couple
actors
people.
will get a drug addiction or something and want to come back and do.
I think they'll do it. I think they'll kill him.
All right.
I hope they have the.
It's
I
all-
hope they do.
Yeah.
I hope they do too.
It's
I'm
also-
not entirely sure.
it's
they
also
will.
comics, man. People die all the fucking time and come back to
but
life.
not in comic book movies.
I mean,
in comics, they do.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just saying comic book movies are no longer for comic fans as much. They're for everybody.
But-
They're for children.
Right.
But this is only a
Therefore-
decade old.
right.
New genre. Like we've had comic book movies before, but never on this scope. This is the first time. So
I mean, it
2000
would be great if they do kill them. I'm just
Like-
saying I'm not so sure that they will.
So if Iron Man 1 is really sort of the start of what you would consider the modern age of superhero
Right.
films, it's only been 10 years.
Right.
So like they're still kind of writing the rules a little bit.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can do something with that.
Yeah. I mean, again, I hope they do.
Yeah.
But even Logan, like, they killed Wolverine, and then you hear interviews with Hugh Jackman, like, yeah, I'd come back for a Marvel movie. Like,
Yeah.
it's
He's done with
just-
X-Men, but he's like, I'll do an Avengers.
Yeah.
Like him and Patrick Stewart.
Would he-
They've killed Patrick Stewart twice!
Yeah,
in those
they
movies.
killed Patrick Stewart twice. Thank you.
They post-credited
They
that
exploded
so much.
Professor X. Yeah, and then post-credited, oh, he's fine.
Logan.
Like, I just don't think...
But that's
I
actually
think-
very
I
X-Men-y
think-
that they could do that with Days of Future
I
Past.
think
Yeah.
superhero and comics do love killing them, but I think Disney and Marvel Studios really like money and like playing it safe in terms of not killing people.
Well, I mean, they're gonna look at Black Panther's debut. They got Chadwick Boseman for probably 3, 4, 5 more movies.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they've been trying to set up people to step in.
Oh
once
yeah,
those
I know
characters-
they're
that, but I don't
staggering
think they're going to
everything
kill
really well.
the old generation
we'll
by
see.
doing it. I don't think they're going to
We'll
burn
see.
that bridge.
I think we should make a bet right now.
All right.
I don't know what it would be for, but something where I think they will kill.
Limbs. Let's bet limbs.
I think they'll kill at least 2 major characters in Infinity War that won't get resurrected, or at least that by the end of Infinity War are going to be dead.
dead and gone forever.
Yes, I think so. Barring any like 30-year bullshit where you contact me on our Facebook neural
Yeah,
net and
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like,
That bet can't. This bet can't last that
Facebook
long.
neural net.
So you're
Facebook's
saying the
ass just fell
two
off, by the
Infinity
way.
War movies by the
$60
end of the
billion
second
loss.
movie,
by the like that,
you
that
think
there
at
will
least
be,
2 characters
will
will
be
dead?
dead.
I'll take that bet.
There it is. We'll figure out what the wager.
Yeah, we'll figure out what it'll be.
Yeah.
Hi, listeners. Make sure you check in later and
Check out a
suggest
Rock and
what-
Ricky to see.
Well, we can. I
Limbs.
mean,
I'm saying we're betting limbs.
people. Okay, we can bet limbs.
Yeah, bet limbs.
But my limbs are so strong.
Well, see, that's
I need
we
those.
know that you're serious.
That's true. I'll be like
That's a-
Scud.
We could do digits like a pinky.
That's what makes it a good bet.
Be like 4 rooms.
Yeah, it'd be like 4 rooms. Or that. What's that? Oh shit! Is which wasn't the
Cat's
Twilight
Eye?
Zone? Cat's Eye. Thank you. Tom knew.
That cat's eye.
I didn't even have to give any clues.
I lit up James Woods. Did you see that tweet I did where he
No.
tweeted something shitty?
Did
And
you
I was
blast
like,
James Woods?
And I was like, oh man, you're a real piece of shit. I'm never gonna watch. Looks at your IMDb. Cat's Eye ever again. I got like a couple hundred likes and retweets. It was pretty nuts.
That's great.
one of his better.
I know. I
Yeah, it
actually
really
love
is.
Cat's Eye.
Yeah,
And Digstown.
yeah. Digstown.
Straight Talk with Dolly Parton.
Videodrome. James Woods is a real piece of shit, though.
Yeah, he is.
The piecest of pieces
It's
of
a
shit.
yeah. I would say it's a shame, but I guess I don't know. Did I ever?
Always been a piece of shit.
Did I expect more from
No.
James Woods, or
Yeah,
I don't
he's-
know?
Didn't he have like a 19-year-old girlfriend or wife when he was like 59?
Yeah, he's never been a hero in any way.
No.
Like he's
I've liked him in movies.
yeah, he's fine in movies. I don't need to.
It's
I
like
don't need
yeah,
to
it's like
an
it's like
actor.
it's like the Sean Penn thing, where it's like, oh, you're good in films, you're a dick.
yeah,
You're a real
exactly.
piece of
You're
shit.
an atrocious human. But
Okay.
okay,
So going down the trailer list, we have George R. R. Martin's space horror series that I didn't know existed called Night Flyer. Do you guys watch any of this?
I have not. Have you seen any of this? Have you heard about this?
you seen this? You heard about this? You seen this?
It
You
looks
heard about
good. It looks good. It's not a trailer. It's a bunch of clips from it, cut with like the director and George R. R. Martin talking about how awesome they are. It's all of them like this is a really special project, and we're gonna scare your pants off. It's them just sucking their own dicks.
That doesn't sound like George R. R. Martin to me.
Yeah, so it better be good.
It's got Gretchen
looks
Mol.
good.
She hadn't been in anything in a while.
Yeah, it looks fucking good. It's
old
they
Gretch. Good old
describe it.
Gretchen Mol.
George R. R. Martin describes it as Psycho in space, which
All right.
Sure.
yeah, I guess.
So the aliens they make contact with are gonna like be obsessed with their mothers and like have them stuffed in the basement of their.
And then
spaceship.
have a terrible like career and make like 4 more.
I wonder if HBO is all like seeing him do this and be like, dude,
Come on.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Come on. You can't
Focus.
keep dying.
He's done with
I know.
HBO.
Like, they've outpaced him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like they there's like what 6 or 7 episodes left that they've already filmed. Like it's done. It just comes out this summer and then that's it. They didn't need George R. R. Martin anymore.
Is
like
it coming out this summer? I thought it was like next summer.
it's this summer.
Oh, thank God. So we'll be done.
Yeah,
can
until he
stop.
finishes the goddamn books.
That's fine. I mean, I'm at this point. I just want it to be over. Like I have to watch.
Like I
them.
need to know how it
They're
ends. Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
It's great, but it takes so long.
Yeah.
Between seasons that it's
Yeah,
just gotten to a point where I'm
because
like,
it's
just
great.
fucking end.
Yeah.
Like why can't you just be like, do you know how long it took between Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back? And Richard, sometimes we can wait.
3 years.
Sometimes we can. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, but I'm still
three-
just glad it's over. I had the same feeling about the Harry Potters. I really enjoy the Harry Potters, but by the time we got the last one, it's like, oh, thank Christ! Like it's been like 8 years.
Well, she also wrote them
Like,
at the
let's
pace of like a normal human.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like she
I'm not-
she was done with those fuckers in like 10 years.
Yeah.
All 7 books. I'm pretty sure.
She's hot as hell.
J.K. Rowling?
Yeah.
She's an attractive woman.
Like whenever I see, I'm like, all right, good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you.
She also like
Way to
didn't she
create
get
Harry
divorced
Potter.
right before creating Harry Potter. Like
yeah,
the
she
guy
was a
dumped
single.
her.
She was a single mom. She was on government assistance, and she had. She was on government assistance. She was opting to do this thing where she could receive assistance while she was writing this book.
Sure.
Whoever dumped
Hell-
her must feel like a real dickhead right about
Right?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just walking around with constant reminders.
Yeah,
of,
of
No one's gonna like your stupid magic book, you dumb.
yeah.
No one's gonna like your stupid magic book. They will.
Oh, keep wasting your time writing them Magic Boy stories. Nobody's gonna care about that.
He's got a scar. What a ridiculous thing to say.
It's a load of crap. Yep. Now she's what? Like second
She's a
richest person in the world. Some
super
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
The
want
Mr. Rogers documentary. Which
Yeah.
is just, that's probably fine.
the Won't You Be My Neighbor. Mr. Rogers, I've been waiting for years. I grew up on him, as did most
You
people
grew up
my
on it.
age.
That must have been a tight fit.
And I've just been waiting for that story to come out about him, doing something terrible. And it never came out, and it never seems to. And I feel like I'm safe.
No, I think he's just a solid dude.
Well, he seems
this?
Mr.
Mr.
Rogers.
Yeah.
The thing is that like in the documentary, watching the trailer, like I got like sentimental. I got emotional watching.
It was all over Twitter. Everybody was like, "Oh my god!"
But at the same time, every clip I see of him, he does seem kind of like a maniac. Like he seems like someone who might be secretly.
That's
murdering
because you're not
people.
used to people being temperate.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. That he
And
is
so
a
there's got to
person-
be. It's got to be a trap.
It's so hard to find someone so genuine and someone that
You
thinks
don't
before they speak.
You don't trust it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear the feeding the fish thing? I guess he had like
Yes.
some blind kid had written in about like, oh, he's like afraid for the fish because he knows that there are fish, but he doesn't know that they're being fed. So after he got that letter, at the end of every episode, he would say, "I'm feeding the fish."
He says when he's feeding the fish, he'd say, "I'm feeding the fish
So that
for this
one kid.
For that
blind
one kid.
Like,
oh,
how
man,
amazing.
Mr. Rogers.
He's so good.
What a perfect person.
Yeah.
Oh God, there were like all these. There's all these little things that sort of contribute to sort of the cult of Mr. Rogers. That's just him being awesome. Like when you see, because it wasn't like we didn't see that congressional thing until
Oh, yeah.
decades
Yeah,
after
until
it occurred.
recently, yeah.
So good,
And
though.
you're just like, this man who was amazing was even more amazing.
Yeah, like he really
Anybody watch?
went to bat for that shit.
I mean, I know you wouldn't regularly watch this, but I have a nephew. So anybody watch Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood?
No.
Oh no, but
It's
that's
the
sweet.
Mr. Rogers sequel. It's on PBS. It's a cartoon. It's not the same. It can't be the same. No. But it
And
teaches.
you wouldn't expect it to be.
Exactly, but it teaches the same values. It takes place in the fucking make-believe world or whatever, like exclusively.
Oh, okay.
So like King Friday,
Friday.
and all those motherfuckers.
All those sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Lady Elaine.
Yeah. And so like it's fine. It like as long as it didn't take Mr. Rogers and turn it into something bad. It's still teaching like all the fucking values of Mr. Rogers, just in a
All
cartoon.
the fucking values of Mr.
All
Rogers.
the motherfucking values.
All his fucking values.
Yep. Did he fuck? Did Mr. Rogers fuck?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He,
I bet he was a generous lover too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was.
Say it. I'm going down on you now.
All right. That's nice.
good.
That's
good.
nice. That's
We
really
like to have friendship when we do this. When we
Like to
have
be
Congress.
together as one in the bedroom. Just two adults. Just two hearts.
That would really like complete Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
If like in this documentary, his wife was just like, "Oh yeah, he fucked like a madman."
I'm gonna fuck you like a beast.
Yeah. It was like, okay, so he's just perfect in every way.
I want my evil inside you.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Don't be. You're not sorry.
No, it's not okay to do that. It's not okay to say anything in any way that's like, I feel like he should be untouchable.
He is
It's
untouchable.
not disparaging.
I know, but I just feel
That's what
We're
I'm
just,
saying.
we're just,
It's not
we're just
disparaging.
suggesting that he
it would be
fucking
great.
crushed ass like a champion.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Good for him.
So what else do we have here? Black Panther managed to top the box office for 5th week in a row.
hell yeah.
Only Avatar has done that. It's breaking all sorts of records.
And only one of those is a good movie.
Right.
Yeah.
This is domestic, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's doing real good domestic. It did like 800 million or something.
Yeah, Jesus.
something insane that movies. There's money that movies don't make in America anymore.
No.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you are good and you appeal.
Well, yeah. Also, I mean, we've talked about this. I know on Cracked, like the reason Fast and the Furious did so well because there were people, like they did when they looked at the box office, they found that like like the top the top demographic going to movies right now are female and like Latino and like
Right, it was like Hispanic women.
yeah, Hispanic women and it's
And they're all bringing their
and we
babies.
never make movies for these demographics that love going to the movies.
Yeah.
So like
Finally, you can
something with a
actually-
little diversity like goes a long way, which is part of why the Fast and the Furious films did so well. Like just have a diverse cast and your movie will do pretty good here.
give something that people can relate to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like that's
And I love the idea that there were like men that were like, well, who am I supposed to relate to? It's like, how do you think everybody else has always felt?
yeah. But like, yeah,
We
for
put
the,
Martin
like,
Freeman in there?
Just from a business perspective, like most movies is white guys, and it's like that's the demographic most likely to just torrent your movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
steal your shit.
Yeah, it's just like, of course, it's not making money.
Yeah. Right, the class of people who historically doesn't pay for things
Yeah.
and just takes them.
That's who we want to appeal to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always see whenever I post a thing like, hey, I want to get a copy of this. Like, what would be the best way to do it? And everyone's like, BitTorrent. And I'm like, you fuckers. Like, stop suggesting that I steal art.
Also, I kind of hate like torrents. Like,
Yeah, they're
as
a pain in the ass.
Yeah, they're a pain in the ass. You'll get some notice half the time from like
Yeah.
a cable company. They're not the quality's not great. They'll come with weird captions. Like just fucking pay like $2.99 to rent something.
I remember the only bootleg that I own at all is the original 3 seasons of The State on DVD.
Oh,
And because you couldn't get them with all
hard
the
to
original
get.
music.
You can now, right? Like,
no.
didn't they do a version of it that...
The recent one that they put out does not, because MTV has really weird licensing rules.
I remember that was the problem with Freaks and Geeks for a while, too, was
Yeah.
because it was all the licensing for all the music that was in it. But Freaks and Geeks actually has all the music on it on the Shout Factory DVD that came out.
The way MTV used to work was, it was basically like, we'll play your videos, we can do anything we want with your music at any time. Like,
so
it
like
was
Apple.
insane. And then those rules changed, and MTV
Right.
couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So all these, if you look at all the shows, like you'll notice that in MTV they were so music heavy because they had such
Yeah.
an access to it. But now you can't do that, so they've had to remix and remaster all the music to sound kind of like it, but not exactly. But I had paid for... I downloaded The State when I had like an Xbox Live for my 360 account. I had paid for every episode and found out that the music wasn't the same and got kind of bummed. Mm-hmm. So then I bought a bootleg at like a Comic-Con.
Sure.
And I was just like, I've paid for this though.
Yeah.
Like I paid them their money for this. Like I gave MTV or Viacom or whoever, like they got my download money. Mm-hmm. When I bought it, when I downloaded the episodes on Xbox Live. So, like, I didn't feel that bad about buying a bootleg just because I'd already paid for the whole thing.
well, I also get it when it's something that's just isn't
can't get-
available.
yeah, it's
like
just
I
not
had
available.
my friend downloaded the 5-hour work print of Apocalypse Now, which is not fun to watch.
Why would it be?
no.
Regular Apocalypse Now is not fun.
But yeah, those things like that you can't get.
I've never once watched Apocalypse Now and thought, you know what would make this movie better as if it were 5 hours long.
I remember I also got the work print before it came out for X-Men Wolverine when that there was that like famously got leaked earlier.
Yeah, we a buddy of mine and I watched the work print of episode 3, but we didn't watch it. We had it, but I didn't want to watch it because I wanted to because it's
No,
it's
like,
shitty.
why would you
like
watch
it's got
that?
like time codes
We
and
had
it's
the
like a crap
the
copy.
CGI isn't always finished. The
Yeah.
Wolverine one, there's like CGI
it's
shots that aren't finished. Yeah,
And they were like, give us a minute. And
Yeah.
then they gave us somehow a worse movie.
yeah.
It's gonna get better. It did not.
It
get
got
better.
so much worse.
Did not get better. The best part about X-Men Origins Wolverine is the Deadpool action figure joke in Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
X-Men Origins Wolverine is just such a bummer.
I like the opening sequence.
The
Oh,
Liev
the,
Schreiber.
Liev Schreiber
Yeah,
is
Liev
cool. They should
Schreiber.
have brought
Anything
he
with
should have.
Liev
He's
Schreiber
good.
in.
He's so good.
They should have brought him back for Logan.
You ever see the movie he directed, Everything is Illuminated, with Elijah Wood? It's good.
Ray Donovan.
It's real good.
fucking Ray Donovan kid?
Fucking Ray Donovan. I have so much clothing from Ray Donovan.
I know, and it's funny.
They all are my size.
right,
They're
yeah.
all my size.
Every human in that show is my size.
We tweeted about this, Tom, speaking of clothing, is that Russell Crowe is doing a divorce auction.
His fun auction, right?
Yeah, but one of the things he's auctioning off is his suit from Virtuosity.
His purple suit from Virtuosity.
Yeah, for like $2,000.
It's shockingly affordable.
Yeah, I really
That's starting bid.
If I had a,
It's like they valued it between $1,000 and $2,000.
yeah, if I had a salary right now, I would probably buy that.
Buy that fucking suit.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how fun Virtuosity is? As a
I
movie?
love Virtuosity.
It's great.
Denzel. That's some
It's
Oscar
Denzel,
winners
yeah.
pre-Oscar
Yes.
winning.
Well, Denzel had already won. He had
Really?
won. He had won supporting actor for Glory.
Oh, you know.
And then
what I
he
mean.
did Virtuosity.
Yeah.
I guess that's one of those. I mean,
Denzel is one of those guys where you look at his career and most of his credits are kind of like pulpy B movies.
yeah, they're kind of insane. There's the one where he plays a ghost for a racist detective.
yeah, Heart Condition.
Heart condition.
Denzel. Virtuosity is peak Denzel saying, "I promise you that," which you'll notice that he says all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's his big thing that he
I
says.
guarantee you that.
And so it's always
Okay,
him being
okay.
like, "I'm gonna get you out of here. I promise you that. I guarantee you that." And that is peak.
That's 95
yeah.
Denzel. That's peak. That's peak Denzel.
That's when they go to like the UFC fight before UFC was a big
Yep.
thing.
Yep. Ken Shamrock and Steve Blackman, I think, are both in that shot.
And I also like that that he's just videotaping a hot girl. Mm-hmm. That Russell Crowe, like that's how they find him because he's just got his camera on a hot girl the
man.
whole time. It's so stupid.
I gotta watch that
I
again.
love that
It's
movie.
a delightful film.
Doesn't he? He's like a mix of serial killers, and then they sprinkle in some Hitler. Like when
I
they're
think so,
listing
yeah.
like all the
His
killers.
influences, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, we put a dash of Hitler in
Also,
there.
Denzel has a robot arm.
Right.
Mwah.
It's great.
C'est magnifique.
It's such a good fucking movie.
Pizza box guy.
Yeah. Danny Boyle's making the next James Bond movie.
Sure.
All right.
All right.
Fine.
Sure.
That's
Do
fine.
we know if Daniel Craig is going to do it?
Yeah.
He is.
He said
okay.
he would. Yeah, it's all they got.
Yeah.
That's all fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It's-
so with the flow of James Bond where I'm like, do whatever you want. I don't care.
Like, it's not a
Yeah.
character that's important to me. So it's like, I still haven't seen Spectre.
They're saying this one's going to be his last one, but
Yeah,
Spectre
sure.
is really kind of designed to be his last one.
Spectre has a fantastic opening sequence. It's one of the best opening sequences.
Which
Is it the
one
Mardi
is that?
Gras one?
It's the
Oh,
Dia de
the-
los Muertos.
Oh, Dia de los Muertos. I'm sorry.
The oneer, the fake oneer shot. It's like a single shot for most of it, but it's
Yes.
fake. But yeah, and then they did the helicopter stunts are very real. Like they did,
Yeah.
they did like some jackass like flying a helicopter over a crowd. Like they just did that stunt.
Yeah. It's so good. Like that opening sequence is so good, and then the movie just is like a steady decline the whole way.
Yeah.
Suffers a Wonder Woman syndrome where it starts really, really great and then just gets kind of by the end you're like, it was.
Yeah, Spectre
All
definitely
right.
ran out of steam. I don't remember.
It's
all
hard
of
to.
it. I
how do you
remember that the
beat-
villain they pulled a con thing where they didn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
say that it was.
It was
what's his
clearly
name?
Blofeld.
Yeah, Blofeld.
How do you beat sort of Casino Royale as your opening movie for the character? Because Casino Royale is so good.
Yeah.
And then how do you keep topping that? Like
The
Quantum of Solace was rough. What's the one with where they end up the third one? What's the third?
Skyfall.
Skyfall. Skyfall's great.
Yeah, Quantum of Solace I give a pass to because
was made
that
during
a
the writer's strike, yeah.
and so that was a fucking mess for a
Like a
reason.
90-minute shit show.
Daniel
with no
Craig
script.
said that he helped write it. Like it was
Yeah.
it was a big fucking mess.
Yeah.
I think the problem with that is they were like, we're going to do a gritty, grounded James Bond, and then they did that thing where they made it a slow origin, where they're like, okay, we're going to ease you into this ridiculous world, and as you do that, it just gets stupid.
Yeah, like the train crashing and everything. That's weird.
Yeah.
But Casino Royale just stands. Other than the fact that Texas Hold'em is the game, the game of kings.
Yeah. Casino Royale, like I said, I don't love Bond. Casino Royale kind of, the end of that, it's the same thing for me that you were talking about with Spectre. It's the end of that movie really loses me, like the last 20 minutes.
Well, they twist and turn you twice.
Yeah, so
in
it's like,
Casino
I don't-
Royale.
Yeah.
But I just really like it.
I love the fucking torture.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Smash him
that
in the
was
balls with a
that
rope?
was not something I was expecting in a Bond film because again, that's what made it so good is that Bond films. I always think like the laser gun, like slowly gonna saw him in half or something. And this was like, no, we're gonna strap you to a chair and just beat on your fucking balls. It was like Jesus Christ.
It's also
Holy
the-
shit, Bond. There are people like bringing their kids to this movie.
Yeah.
that parkour scene in the beginning.
That
in
was
Africa
cool. The opening
is
scene
so
in
good.
Casino Royale is incredible. Yeah.
The guy that he's chasing, I guess, is the guy who invented like parkour.
There you
Like
go.
they went straight to the
it
source.
seems like it.
Yeah.
It seems like the guy was inventing parkour during the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the guy being so. I know we're gonna keep moving, but the guy that's like he's moving all that, and Bond is just running through the walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
because it's just like, wow, that's what you do
Fuck.
Yeah.
when you're a ball of muscle trying to chase after this little springy guy.
And again, same director as fucking GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Those
I love that.
Those premiere movies, the Brosnan and the GoldenEye and then Casino Royale are both, I think, the best of their ilk.
The best of that. Yeah. Of that Bond. Yeah.
I'm curious to know how Danny Boyle is going to make a Bond movie, though.
I don't know. It'll be good to find out.
Yeah.
I hope it has a lot of heroin.
It's going to have so much heroin.
Yeah.
Exclusively heroin.
The Golden Triangle.
Yeah.
It's going to be a crossover with Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. I'm going to do all the heroin in the fucking world. Disney's making a live action Lady and the Tramp. Okay.
Sure.
Fine.
It's CGI dogs, but sure,
not
call it
for us,
live
it's
action.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's the live action thing is really starting to piss me off.
But why not? Like, who cares?
Well,
Did you see the Jungle Book?
Yeah, here's my problem is they're calling it live action when it's not.
You know
like
what
there's
they-
like live action Lion King. No, it isn't. There's not a single human character in that film. This is an animated movie.
What they should start using is they should start going by video game phrasing and calling it remastered.
Yeah, just
Just
call
a
it
remastered Ladies in the Tramp. Like we're just updating
But I
the
mean,
animation.
you get it though. Like that seems like you're kind of grasping at the idea. That, like, stop calling it live action when it's just realistic looking. It's like, yeah, but that's
I'm
fine.
not grasping. That was my immediate reaction to
Really?
it. Yeah, it's like this is going to be a fully CGI film. That's an animated movie.
Okay.
But it is.
I know, but I know what you're saying, but and also Disney's not calling it live action. The trades are, like the websites are calling it that. The clickbait is calling it that. Like Disney is. Not.
I mean, none of this matters in terms of whether or not the movie's good.
Right.
It's more just being bothered by the phrasing. But like again, Jungle Book was great. I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
Jungle Book
was good. I
love Jungle
Yeah.
Book.
But see, that was the because like Jungle Book, the original cartoon is not very good.
It's not.
Yeah,
So
It's
like,
just reused animation too.
yeah.
oh yeah, a lot of it.
The Jungle Book. If you watch the making of Jungle Book, it's a really weird set because it's just all green screen and then just like a kid in his
child.
underwear.
Yeah.
just a child in underwear
was great,
running
by the
around
way.
with a
Yeah, he's
bunch
really
of
good.
like green goblins chasing
He was
him.
like 12.
It's
or
not
something
easy to
like
be
that.
a child actor and also in nothing but green screen by yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Like it seemed like a really fucking tough role.
Yeah.
Imagine being Scarlett Johansson and getting like high credit on that and like
For the one
big bump
scene that you're
for
in?
like probably 2.5 to 3 hours worth of work.
Yeah. Oh man. And Christopher Walken starts singing the.
Oh my god,
Wanna
he
see
doesn't
like
really
this?
sing, does he? Christopher
He
Walken.
Christopher
sings.
Walken's his way through it.
Yeah.
It's
but that's
wonderful.
perfect. It's
Oh, yeah, it's
perfect
great.
for it.
Fucking Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
no, it was a good. See,
I gotta watch that again. That
you
was
can
really good.
you
It's
can
so
be
good, yeah.
you can be looser with the adaptation and do like there's more room to do more with Jungle Book. With Lion King, I feel like it's gonna fall into the Beauty and the Beast trap where it's just like, well, we're just gonna do a shot for shot remake
Well-
and then add some dumb stuff and then here's your and it's
But I mean,
somehow
you don't know if it's gonna be dumb. It just
That's true.
ended up being dumb. Like,
yeah, Beauty and the Beast was real bad.
yeah, Lion King. I think you can have a lot more fun because Lion King has more of a Hamlet with a comedy in it.
Right. It should.
Where
Also, the original movie is like 70 minutes long, so they have some room.
yeah,
there.
I think it's gonna be mostly Timon and Pumbaa stuff, and they got Billy Eichner as Timon,
Yeah.
which
It's good casting.
how good is that as casting? Right?
I love that for
They just-
Mufasa. They got James Earl Jones.
They just said, "Fuck it."
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
Again, that's like if
but that's also like, why don't you get Jeremy Irons for Scar?
But they
Who
got
else?
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah.
oh really?
Great.
Chiwetel
I mean,
Ejiofor.
that's-
Yeah.
I
But
still
also
have the
you could
same,
get
like,
Jeremy
you
Irons.
could
You
get
could get
Jeremy
Jeremy
Irons.
Irons.
But now I think they're trying to be like, let's black up the cast. Like, it's African.
It is Africa.
Let's stop filling it with Jonathan Taylor Thomas's.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like
They should
that
get
whole like you have
Thomas
what
too.
Mr. Bean as Zazu.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Like,
it's fucking John Oliver,
yeah,
which
perfect.
is
Sure,
pretty
that
perfect.
checks out, yeah.
Yeah, but like it was a predominantly white cast, voice cast. Matthew Broderick and Jonathan Taylor Thomas was
Yes.
Simba.
Yeah.
So why not Black Panther up your cast for an African movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I feel like the lady lion was Moira Kelly or something.
Yeah, and now it's what's her name? Lupita Nyong'o, isn't it?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so. I think it is. I mean, we could easily just look it up.
Yeah, we could look
I
it up.
started looking it up, and now I'm going to give up because then I was looking at John Oliver's credits, and I forgot that he's in The Love Guru. That's his first.
He is in The
movie.
Love Guru.
Oh, Beyonce's in there.
In The Love Guru.
Donald Glover is Simba.
Yeah,
That's
Donald
right.
Glover is something.
Donald Glover.
James Earl Jones.
I was just
Seth
looking up the
Rogen
cast.
as Pumbaa.
See, that's a good.
Yeah, they updated. They updated
Hey.
some. Yeah, Eric Andre's in this. For fuck's sake.
Stoned out of his
Keegan
mind.
Michael Key.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking. This is great.
I
No,
think
it's Beyonce is Nala.
I think Keegan,
Alfre Woodard is Sarabi.
Keegan Michael Key is one of my favorite voice actors currently working. Like when he does voice over stuff, and it's kind of rare, but he's so funny in how he delivers lines.
I was gonna say. Now I want to look at what he's done voice acting for.
He was great. He had a great stint in Rick and Morty.
Yeah, he was the time.
The
cop.
time.
Oh
The
my
time
god,
cop,
he's so
basically.
Yeah,
good in
and
that.
just the way he dropped his lines was so good.
Yeah.
And he was really fantastic in Keanu. Obviously, that's not voiceover stuff, but like,
Yeah,
the way he
Keanu's
worked
funny
that.
though. Yeah.
That's a movie that was like did really well and was very popular, and then just disappeared. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, critic-wise and everything, like people really liked it, and then they stopped talking about it. It just
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if I've seen it. I need to.
It's
go
good.
back
Yeah,
and
it's
watch
definitely
it.
you gotta watch it. It's funny.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about this ending to the Force Awakens. Someone on Twitter recut it to include the opening part to The Last Jedi, where Luke Skywalker throws his lightsaber.
His lightsaber away.
Yeah, and it's very interesting to me because this is obviously a joke that someone put out there on Twitter, but it actually makes the movie better. Instead of course, The Force Awakens ending is such a J.J. Abrams ending where it's not a cliffhanger; it just ends on a scene
It just stops
Yeah.
in the middle of a scene,
of a scene that we've all wanted to
which
see.
is the J.J. Abrams version
Yeah.
of a cliffhanger.
And this version basically continues the scene with Luke Skywalker taking the lightsaber and then throwing it over his shoulder, and then they end it, which would actually have made me way more excited for the new one.
Yeah.
And would have kind of concluded that scene and the movie where she's trying to find Luke Skywalker, finds him, and then the last thing we see is him go,
He doesn't
fuck
give
it.
a shit.
Not what you
Yeah,
expect.
yeah, and it would have been a great
Hey,
fucking
Rockin'
ending.
Ricky
That's
fans!
what Luke Skywalker. He's like, "Hey, you're not Luke Skywalker fans." Oh man, good times over here at
Yeah. So
WHYP Hypecast Radio.
some hero made that cut. That'll.
That people should check out. It's
Fine.
I think it's better. I think it's way better
Yeah.
version.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's also better.
Weirdly, like you wouldn't expect it to be. That's.
I'm gonna say it's better too. It's just like,
Oh, geez, who's that?
out of the box, get back in your box.
They have like a whole cast of characters. Oh, this is just going a morning zoo show. You wanted to follow up on that fucking
Oh yeah,
Cowboy
so,
movie.
Let's move into movies that deserve more hype here.
Yeah.
There's a follow up, the trailer for Neil Young's indie cowboy film called Paradox. I
Right.
don't think you were on the episode when we talked about
Cowboy.
it. There's a trailer for it, and it's coming to Netflix, and it doesn't look great.
Well, because it's like a cowboy time traveling.
Yeah, it looks like Daryl Hannah and her husband Neil Young did a lot of drugs. And got Willie Nelson involved.
Sure.
Daryl Hannah and Neil Young, huh?
Yeah, they're a thing.
And she directed this movie. And
she sure
yeah,
did.
there's a trailer out. You can look it up. It looks very silly and indie, and I think had Neil Young not been attached to it, nobody would care about or watch this movie. But if you like Neil Young, which I don't really, but it might be worth checking out. It looks fucking
no
weird.
opinion on Neil Young.
Yeah,
It's such a
weird.
fascinating combination of words, this film.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is really the like, what's for dinner? Oh, I have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And like, had some cheese and some grapes and a couple of crackers and some bowl of cereal and a little bit of salad left over and a sliced pizza that I had yesterday. Let's put all that together on the plate and see what happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Neil Young. Time travel.
But the one for this week is called Sorry to Bother You. Did you guys watch the trailer for it?
I have not seen this trailer.
It's at 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You say 90?
90%.
Okay.
And it snuck up on me. It's there's a lot of really good reviews to it. Someone compared it to The Twilight Zone and Repo Man.
Okay.
Yeah, you sent me this trailer.
Yeah,
a
it's
week
about
or two
a
ago.
black telemarketer who learns he has the power to speak with white voice, which is inspired by his coworker played by Danny Glover, which makes me very happy.
I like that.
It's David Cross playing his white voice.
Yeah,
And
Lakeith Stanfield is the guy from Atlanta.
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
main
yeah.
character, and then David Cross plays his white voice.
And it's about him having this like rise to the top while using just this white voice in this telemarketing company that turns out to be like a really shitty company, and it's his only success in life. So it's that idea of like selling out.
Okay.
Is it worth it? And I guess it goes more than that because they keep calling it a sci-fi film and like a fantasy and extremely surreal. So there's elements of this. Like I saw a few reviews that were like spoilers, and I was just like, nope, not gonna read that. But it's got Armie Hammer as his boss,
as a coked out boss.
CEO.
Tessa Thompson's in it.
Yeah, it looks like it's a comedy, but it's also sci-fi, and it's apparently has some sort of fucking commentary on culture today.
I mean,
Some kind of
Some
commentary.
kind
I
of-
don't know.
I don't know. It sounds kind of like almost idiocracy type commentary, like over the top, making fun of. I know they're talking about there's a reality show in the universe called "I Got the Shit Kicked Out of Me," where people just get beat up to be on TV.
Side note, do you know Jim Caviezel is in a Paul Apostle of Christ movie coming out?
He's very religious.
he played
isn't
Jesus.
he?
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
well,
he
that's
played,
what I'm saying. Like,
he played Jesus. That would
Christ.
explain it.
Yeah.
Is he the one? Wait, I might not be thinking of Jim Caviezel. He's the one I think who doesn't do like sex scenes in
Correct.
movies.
He does not
Yeah.
do nude scenes.
Also, and I know that it's not, you probably don't have too much time, but Isle of Dogs, they just limited the shit out of its release.
No.
Really?
They like shrunk the release to start instead of opening wide. They're opening really low, and then they're gonna I Tanya it out.
Oh,
I know they're doing it's Wes Anderson's first release in China, which
Yeah.
is kind of neat. Man, maybe that should be on here because for fuck's sake, everybody go see Isle of Dogs.
It's
It
getting
looks great.
Really great rate.
mean,
95% on Rotten
Wes
Tomatoes.
Anderson
which-
doing fucking
I mean,
stop motion.
yeah, like
even if Rotten Tomatoes is like not your general litmus test, like 95%.
it's just
is
it's an
usually
it's
gonna
yeah,
be-
Rotten
it's an
Tomatoes-
aggregate of positive reviews.
Yeah,
but-
it's good to know when a movie is really good or really bad on Rotten Tomatoes. It's the movies that are in between that kind of get lost in Rotten Tomatoes.
yeah,
Your Tomb Raiders, for example.
right. And it was
It's
when
a-
it's overwhelmingly in one direction, it's a good barometer. But like when it's in the middle, because
Yeah,
like you can look. At,
62% on
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes.
you
Like,
can
what does that mean?
you can
Because-
look at it and be like they'll count a 2.5 out of 4 star review as positive, and then right below it they'll count a 2.5 out of 4 star review as a negative review. It's
as
just
long as what the words are.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
really I don't know how their algorithm works, but it's
basically the critics are forced to give a thumbs up or thumbs down, which
Yeah.
sometimes it's a bigger spectrum.
If you have Movie Pass, go see Game Night if it's still out.
Oh yeah, I
It's
still need to see
really
that.
fun.
yeah. I was meaning to see that.
It's really fun, and I think one of the good things, if I may, real quick, just
No,
talk
go
about Movie
nuts.
Pass real quick. If you have Movie Pass, use it, please, because the only real compiling data they're getting is like what movies would people see as their other options?
And-
what movies are people they're not like, or like they're not really getting your spending habits the way a lot of people think they are. They're just
I hadn't
data.
heard any of that.
And as you explained to me, it's not hurting the
No, it's not hurting
companies.
the theaters at all. As a matter of fact,
It's not
theaters-
hurting the studios either.
No,
That's good to know.
It's an interesting way to take advantage of this, but it's helping better movies get made. Like it's helping small movies get returns on their. It's like if movie.
So they're looking at if when what you went and saw when Black Panther was sold out.
Exactly.
What did
Or
you see
like,
instead?
and they also like because they keep track of what you see. They might see like, okay, he saw Black Panther 3 times, and then he saw this. You know, or like, oh, this was a movie people kept going back to see, so you might want to make movies more like this. So what they're really doing is they're selling that kind of data, like viewing habit data.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
I'm like, look, man, all our data is getting compiled anyway. It's not going to disappear.
Cambridge Analytics.
Like everybody
Shout
that
out.
thinks they're
Shout
off
out.
the grid by not signing up for surveys or whatever. You're not off the grid.
You have a credit score, you're in the grid.
So like fucking
it's-
roll up with it.
Yeah.
Like but get Movie Pass and then see movies, see like comedy, like see the movies that you wouldn't normally pay to go see. Just fucking do it. Like that's why Pacific Rim Uprising took so long to come out. Is because people didn't
Nobody saw that
pay
movie,
to
yeah.
see Pacific Rim,
No.
but if Movie Pass had existed back then, Pacific Rim, by the way, was losing out to Grown Ups 2. Like that. Do you know how much of a bummer that was?
Well, I didn't like Pacific Rim.
I liked
so.
Pacific Rim.
I don't care
I
about
liked that
Pacific
it was
Rim.
dumb.
Yeah.
Well,
liked
it does a thing that bugs me in sci-fi fantasy movies when you go in and because it's a fantasy film, they have to set the rules of the world for you, and you're like, because everybody goes in, suspend your disbelief, and then they tell you how the world works, and you're like, okay, I'm with this. They broke their own rules like a couple of times in that movie, and it really bothered me. And it may just be me being nitpicky, but I can deal with the movie being dumb as long as it doesn't break its own rules.
I think I got a lot of hype thrown at me about how great and dumb the movie was that it started feeling. I started like rejecting it. Like it was fun when I first watched it, but I've had no desire to see it again. I
It's
guess
a live action anime.
Yeah.
It's the kaiju version of the Man with Iron Fists, which I also like. Did you ever see that one?
No.
Like surprisingly fun because of how anime it was.
It was Russell Crowe at his most Brando.
It was
Man with the Iron Fist.
playing Jackknife.
Yeah.
So it was, but that was fun.
It was
that
fun,
was a
but
fun movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I love Russell Crowe in that movie because he looks bad.
He's just a fat British guy.
He was full on Brando in that film.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care.
But
I'm going to
it's-
show up the way I am and do this film.
Dave Bautista was in that.
That's right, he
was
is.
great. He was like the Colossus, basically.
Yeah.
It's good. Like it's one of those movies that is clearly an anime script.
Yeah.
That they made live action that they can finally start doing well.
Yeah.
And that to me, like Pacific Rim has that vibe for me that it's something I can enjoy. But like I feel like Movie Pass would be good for that sort of thing. So also just get Movie Pass. $10 a month, you see one movie, it's worth it.
All right. Well, that was a paid spot for that was a sponsored
Movie
tweet.
Pass, could you give us some money now,
come on,
please?
Come on, Movie Pass.
That's a sponsored tweet.
Do you have it?
No, I don't.
Really?
I don't either. I'm too. I
Really?
guess
Movie hooligan?
I just haven't had. I go to the. This is so silly. I always go to the ArcLight down the street, and it doesn't have Movie Pass.
That is correct. Yeah.
And it's so much easier just to go down to the ArcLight.
Isn't there also an AMC like 2 minutes?
But I
past
know
that?
the ArcLight. It knows my routine. It knows me.
You're throwing away a fortune.
It's an
here.
adult.
Don't be a fool.
It's an adult theater in the sense that like they don't. There's not so many fucking kids seeing these movies. We went and saw Tomb Raider. There was no one in there. I'm pretty sure the only people in the theater were like film critics, like
They might be, yeah.
who were like obligated to go see it. It was all like old guys, and yeah, no fucking kids, no teenagers.
Yeah.
No one wants to party at the ArcLight, and that's how I like
At
it.
3:00 on a Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, man. That Movie Pass has opened me up to seeing a lot of movies that I wouldn't have seen. that I wouldn't have paid to see.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just
Yeah, it's worth it. It's 100% worth it.
yeah.
I'll tell you what, I get one of them AMC Stubs cards too.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it all
you do.
counts as
I'm gonna
it
go
counts
to
as a
the
full
page.
purchase. I swipe my Stubs card, then I make my movie pass, and
Pass.
I'm racking points on points, baby. Points on.
And you got a stew going.
Yeah, you swipe a couple times, baby. You got a stew going on.
And now it's only $7.95 a month.
Are you serious? Hell yeah!
Damn. Well, all right. So that ends our sponsored portion of the
That's how I
podcast.
Or does it?
That's how I saw Happy Death Day.
I just rented that like 2 weeks ago. It was really good.
I gotta
so
see
much
it. I gotta
fun,
see
right?
It
it.
was
so
really
bad.
good. Yeah.
Very aware of itself.
Yeah.
which
It was well written in a way that I did not expect.
Yeah. Scott Lobdell. Former X-Men writer, Scott
Oh.
Lobdell, the guy that did like Fatal Attractions and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the guy that wrote it.
Huh.
Yeah.
I gotta watch.
It was
this
an old
movie.
script too. Like it had been
Yeah.
hanging around for like 10 years before it got produced. Anyway. So yeah, that's the show.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you have anything you wanna plug?
Tune into the Rock and Ricky Show.
Apart from Movie Pass.
Mint on Card is the second Friday of every month at Blast from the Past in Magnolia and Burbank at 7:30. You should come to it. We're at Twitter at Mint on Card Show and Facebook and stuff. And then you can find me on the internet at Hey There Jeffro on Instagram and Twitter. Find me, follow me, tell me you love me. Stop asking me why I'm not on other shows, please. Please stop asking me that. Just I'm doing the ones I can. And I'm starting new ones.
Just out here doing my best, man.
Just you gotta stop. Stop tagging me with other people trying to start shit. You're not helping. It's just not helping. Did I get too real on you?
Just-
now?
No, that's
Just
fine.
everybody, just leave him alone.
Please
Leave
stop
the man alone.
instigating fights and breakdowns on my Twitter, please. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So words we can all live by.
But
Yeah.
You're not Rock and Ricky fans.
but just have fun. Support live comedy wherever you are. That's it. And Get
Cool.
a fucking movie pass, man. Come
All
on.
right, yeah, we'll get a goddamn movie
All right.
pass. All right, I'm gonna stop.
Thanks,
So, we're gonna say
everybody. Thanks for
goodbye.
listening.
It's always weird that you guys don't promote stuff after I say mine.
We have
I
a
know
thing.
you do your other thing.
Yeah,
but
we
it
have a thing.
makes me feel
They
like
know they're listening to this on.
They know where to find
we
us.
put like tags at the beginning and end of it where it's like, give us fucking money. Yeah, so,
money. Give me
give
some
us
money
some
too.
fucking money. Yeah, give
Venmo
Jeff some
me.
money.
PayPal me.
Yeah.
There it is. Send me some money.
All right.
Money.
Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts at patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.